Guys, welcome back. It is week 1 in the month of love, also known as March. And if you have been watching the last couple of months, you'll know that in week 1 we start off with definitions because I like to establish where we are and where we are going so that way we are on the right page. So we are going to start off with some definitions, and this week we're going to talk about love as a choice and love as a character trait. So if you have been following along in the journal, you'll know that March kicks off, I should say, the 9-month fruit of the Spirit. And that's going to start off with love. So sometimes you hear people say that love just happens, or as if they didn't have any control over that. And so I'm going to say that we do have a choice who we get involved with. We do have a choice who wants to be involved in our life. Love is always a choice. It's never something that just happens. It's always under our control. But we get confused because there's a lot of emotions in and around love that we think are love, but are not necessarily love quite yet. It's more that we are on the path of getting to know this person. So some of the things that we feel that get us tripped up when we're talking about what love is and what love isn't. Love is not an emotion, it's not a feeling, it's not an atmosphere, it's not an activity. And a lot of times these group of words right here, this is what trips us up, and we think that love is all of those things. So for example, we can feel infatuation, which is an intense but short-lived passion, or we can feel adoration, which is a deep love and respect. We might feel attraction, which is a type of magnetism, when people have that aura that we're just really drawn to. We might have affection, which is a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. We might have passion, which is a very strong and barely controllable emotion. We might have lust, which is very strong sexual desire. A crush is a brief but intense infatuation for someone, especially someone who is unattainable or inappropriate. A romance is a feeling of excitement and mystery that surrounds love. It's that sentimental or idealized love that we love to read about in books or watch in movies. It's where everything is perfect and comes out just right. It's very exciting and enjoyable love affair, but it's not usually serious or very long lasting. And then of course everybody's favorite, sex, which is an activity. So all of these are, I would say, components of on your way to love. These are the initial attractions that bind us to someone, that we are very interested in them and we want to get to know them further. But I wouldn't say that they are love in the sense that it's a character trait or a choice. So the dictionary defines love as an intense feeling of deep attraction. And so again, they're going on this feeling part. It's a great interest and pleasure in something. So I don't know that when it comes time to change a diaper in the middle of the night, or we're taking care of an aging parent or someone who's sick, I wouldn't say that it's a great interest or pleasure. We might have pleasure in taking care of someone that we have decided to love, but I wouldn't say that the act of taking care of someone is pleasurable. Sometimes it's really hard, and sometimes it takes a lot of putting ourselves aside to be kind to someone and to love them in the proper way. So that's why I'm suggesting that this is a character trait, and it's always a choice. Even this, we can be attracted to people, we can have these intense feelings for someone, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we should be involved in them. So we always have a choice. Sometimes we think like, well, I have these deep feelings and I'm attracted and I have passion and lust and all of these things, and we think, well, it must be love, so I must, and then we ignore the red flags, we ignore the signs that we should not, move forward with this person. So these are on the way, but they're not necessarily love. So the Bible, one of the most widely read Bible verses at weddings, and William and Kate read this at their wedding if you are a royal fan. This is from 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. And I'll just raise my hand when I broke one of these. These are not rules, but one of these definitions. So love is patient, love is kind, Love does not envy. Love does not boast or brag. Love does not behave rudely. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not easily angered. Love keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil. Love rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, trusts in all things, hopes in all things, endures all things. Love never fails. So, I don't know about you, but I have not followed almost all of those. I have been selfish. I have not been patient. I have been rude. I have been envious. I have bragged and behaved rudely. That is not how love is. And this is why a lot of our marriages break apart. This is why we're having trouble in our relationships. This is why we have such a struggle getting along with people and loving people, because this definition is not this. These are all these intense feelings inside of us that our body just desires and craves to be with someone. It's an attraction, right? This, I have to be kind to someone who may not be acting very nice. If someone's having a bad day and they snap, love means that I'm going to be kind to that person anyway. It takes a character trait. It takes character to be loving towards someone who isn't desirable. Right? So this is all about someone who is desirable. This is about someone who is not necessarily desirable. They could be rude, they could treat us bad or whatever, but now it doesn't mean that we're a doormat. I don't want to suggest that. But love treats people with patience and kindness. And that's hard to do. It's really easy when we're attracted to someone and someone is good looking, and they're nice and polite. Like, ooh, I love that person. Do we love the person who is not so desirable? Do we love the person who has an ugly personality? Someone who is our neighbor next door, our coworker at work, the person that we're living with or married to. Sometimes we're the ones that are not desirable. And people have to love us when we're short and abrupt with people, right? So this week, here's your definitions, and I'll move out of the way. You can take a screenshot of this and look at it again later. And in week 2, next week, we're going to talk about allowing ourselves to receive love, because I have done this before, and you might know somebody who does this, and they say that they want love, they say they want a relationship, they say they want to be close, but then as soon as you move towards them or try to show them any type of love, they put their hand up, and they don't want to have any part of it because they can't receive it. So they talk out of both sides of their mouths. They say that they want this, and then when they get it, then they push it away because it just feels gross to them to receive it. So we're going to talk about allowing ourselves to receive love, so that we can give back in week 3, and we're going to talk about love and relationships and what that looks like for us to be loving towards the other person without losing ourself. There is a way to be selfless without losing ourself in the process and not being a doormat. So we're going to talk about boundaries and all kinds of relationship things. And then in week 4, we're going to talk about love in service to others and what that looks like. So if you are following along in the journal, you can take notes as we go along the way. It's available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and tell me your love stories. I would love to hear them. Have a good week, and I will see you next week. Talk to you later.